May I take this opportunity to greet everyone in the house. We are here today to bid farewell to Mr. Ramashala, who is the district manager for Joe Kabi since 2007. May I start by saying all protocols observed, because I may not mention everybody who's present. Bidding farewell means a lot of things, to us. It includes recognizing the contribution of the person that we are bidding farewell today. May I start also by explaining, for those who may not understand SASSA and the SASSA mandate, before I locate the role of Mr. Ramashala, who's the district manager. SASSA, as you may be aware, is a national entity that is responsible for social assistance. But we are operating within the context of the South African government policies. We have a national development plan. Some call it Vision 2030, which is a roadmap for building a capable ethical developmental state that will be free of poverty, inequality, and unemployment. SASSA fits in very well. If you note, our vision talks to us playing a lead role in providing social security services. Social security services are then a effective poverty alleviation program. So SASSA is that entity then that has got to deal with one of those objectives of the NDP. But SASSA as an entity is also responsible for the payment of grants, the social assistance grants. I'm sure everyone knows the CSGs, the old ages that we pay. The aim is to ensure that no one goes home to bed with an empty stomach. Mr. Ramashala was responsible for that program in this district to see to it that the vision of SASSA is translated into practical experience by the vulnerable groups. But there's a history to this organization. SASSA was established in 2006 as an entity that was transferred from social development. It went through various phases of establishment, optimization, and also consolidation. We were transferred as a staff complement from DSD, but there were new employees that came from outside to form this big army of social security cadres. Rami is one of those who came from outside. He was a teacher before. For some reason, I don't know whether it's coincident or it was by design, most of the colleagues that we appointed from outside, especially district managers and local office managers, were teachers. Rami, we've been calling him principal because he's been coming from that background. But also, if I may speak to the scope of SASSA, we pay these grants through multiple payment channels. Now, some people may take it like that we've got the responsibility of just paying grants. In Eastern Cape alone, per month we're paying about 1.8 million beneficiaries, and we're disbursing 2.4 million rands per month, not per year. 2.4 billion, not million. So you can imagine then that amount of money that has got to be paid to the right person at the right time and place. That is our responsibility. Every manager in grants or SASSA has got to see to it that that is done effectively and efficiently. And we are doing this with limited resources. As an organization, we've got about 67 local offices. We've got 7 districts, we've got 1 regional office that has got to see to it that these services are rendered effectively. Mr. Ramashala was leading one of these districts, which is the Joe Kabi district, with his full responsibility. Him being a district manager, he had to see to it that the poverty levels in Joe Kabi, there's intervention that people do not live below the poverty line. His contribution as a district manager, with my observation, being a person who was in and out of the region, but for the past 3 years, Joe Kabi has been one of those districts that have been performing consistently very well, at about 90% per quarter. He also brought in his own innovations. He was very passionate with sport. He's been assisting us in coordinating and resuscitating sports activities, but he also led various projects. You know, if I can talk about him as a person, he's a very focused person. He can stand, his point and argue, but even if he argues with passion, but he does that with respect. He respected most of us whilst we were younger than him. He's been a very disciplined manager, exemplary, but he also did not hesitate to defend his staff. So he did not only stood for his principles and ideas only, but the staff that he was leading. He did not shy away from raising different issues of views in a meeting, because at times our meetings become robust. You'll find that there's a dominant idea within the meeting. Rami did not mind if he had a different view to stand up and explain. But he was not just firm in his positions, because if he's convinced that his view may not be the correct or the best view, he was a person who was prepared to listen, and if he is convinced, then he will also take the different view that he did not support when the issue was during the beginning of the discussion. He has made a lot of impact in the organization, even within the district, because he's leaving us as an organization with a united team. If we talk of the district management staff and the management, he has built good relations with the stakeholders. That is why in attendance we don't only have SASSA, but we've got stakeholders from different departments and also the municipalities. As I've indicated before, he had a passion, when it comes to sport. Unfortunately, he is leaving us when this project is at an infancy stage, because after consultation, it became clear that sport is one of those popular needs by the employees. They have expressed themselves that we are not here to work like robots. We need time, to relax and socialize like ordinary human beings. He assisted us a great deal. He developed a plan, a concept document, which is ready for implementation. Last time I spoke to him, I indicated that there will be no harm, that when he's gone, we will keep on making reference to him, so he must not delete our numbers. He is leaving behind a very rich legacy, but we cannot forget that Rami had family. So if you are a manager at SASSA, you need to be balanced physically, emotionally, and psychologically. And for you to achieve that, you need support from your family. Agency is a very important organization. It's providing essential services. I assimilate, the agency to a ship that is sailing in deep waters. If the captain of the ship falls asleep, the ship will sink and many people will suffer. If SASSA fails to pay grants for a single month, then there will be a disaster. Because about 49% of the population depends on grants, and we never fail to pay grants a single month. So we've got that responsibility of ensuring that we are keeping the ship afloat all the time. So Mr. Ramashala did that without fail as well in the district of Jokabi. The people of Jokabi never suffered or experienced a situation where grants were not paid in Jokabi. He did his level best to ensure that grants are continued to be paid. I'm one of those people who subscribe to the view that two heads are better than one. Teamwork is the best way of ensuring that we deliver on our goals. Rami achieved that. I can single out a particular project where we were supposed to make sure that staff are optimally utilized. Those that are underutilized are transferred to offices where there's high demand. All districts were supposed to be doing that. None of them completed that project except Jokabi. I've even shared this with the rest of other district managers that Jokabi is leading by example. So take nothing away from the team that supported him, because the team made it possible for him to achieve as well. Because any leader, you succeed by ensuring that you are followed and the people that follow you are supporting you. They comply with the guidance and directive that you are giving to ensure that you deliver as a collective. He has done that very well. There are a number of things that I can mention that he has achieved, but time may not permit to do that. This takes me to a quotation by the First Minister of Social Development, Dr. Skweyiya, where he once said, because our people are poor, they do not deserve poor service. He was just sending a clear message that we should mind about the service standards that we render, that high quality service is non-negotiable. Our constitution dictates that we provide the services, but also with respect to dignity of our clients. Rami was mindful of that. He led in this regard by example. So if, as I said, I can list all the good things, we can be here until the sun set. But those are the few words I wanted to share on behalf of the SASSA team. And one of the things I want to mention about him is that he translated this popular quote into reality. The one that says, do not go where the path may lead, go instead where there is no path, and leave trial. Rami was in the sector of education. An opportunity came at SASSA, which is a total different sector. He decided to take this new challenge. He applied successfully, and he worked, and he has delivered. Now we're confirming that he is living a trial. So that quotation, is confirmed that there are people who are brave enough to take new initiative and succeed and live that trial. Farewell has got one meaning then, colleagues, but there are many definitions of farewell. Some will treat it as a statement that says, moving on with life, start with a goodbye. Much as we're saying goodbye to you, Rami, but we are starting a new and a different life. So we wish you all the best. And also, if we are saying this is a goodbye, to some, a goodbye is similar to saying, see you later. So goodbyes are not forever. Goodbyes are not the end. It simply means we will miss you until we meet again. Thank you very much.